First, make sure you've got what you need: a ferrite rod, perspex tube, wire of the right diameter, 0.4mm if you're putting on up to say 40 turns, 1/4 millimeter if you're going to need more than that, a reel of insulating tape, and a pair of scissors. Cut 2 pieces of insulating tape about 5 to 10mm long and put them somewhere handy. Use one bit of tape to hold the wire down at one end of the perspex tube and start winding. Quite a good way to get a neat coil is to wind on, say, 10 turns at a time, not necessarily touching, but not overlapping, and then squeeze them up tight. Then the next 10, and so on. When you've got the number of turns that you calculated, use the second bit of insulating tape to stop them unwinding. Leave an extra 300mm or so in case you need more turns, and cut the wire from the reel. Now go back and tidy up the first few turns. Remove the insulation from the ends of the wire. Put the ferrite rod inside and see if you can get the calculated value of inductance. The inductance will be highest with the rod in the middle, but you need to be able to adjust it slightly for tuning, so if you can only get the value you want with the rod in the middle, then you need more turns. Try adding one at a time. Then solder on the capacitor and try tuning the circuit to the frequency you want using the method that's described in the notes. But be careful, if you haven't got enough turns, you can always get a peak in the output amplitude by sliding the rod to the middle. But that isn't a resonance because there's no phase change. At resonance, there is zero phase shift between input and output, at least when you're using this circuit, and that's a better criterion than just looking for a peak. When you've got it right, make the whole core secure like this. Cut a bit of insulating tape about 50mm long, and then cut a slit halfway through at about the middle, and then put it on like this. And then do the other end the same. Cut the wires short and solder the capacitor back as neatly as possible. Put the tube back on the ferrite rod and recheck the tuning. Now wedge the rod in the tube with a bit of plastic strap. You can still move it by applying a bit of force, and you'll probably have to later, but it shouldn't move on its own. That's it.